All right, guys, welcome to our episode of Close and Conquer. I got my man Kenny here. And Kenny, first of all, tell us what's happened with you over the last 48 hours. Most people, they got out of bed, they ate breakfast, they watched TV. What happened to you the last 48 hours?
So the last 48 hours, I had a flight to L.A., so I went to, I had a celebrity basketball game for BET. It was BET weekend. So I did that Friday. No, I think I did that Saturday. I flew out Friday night. Saturday I had the BET Experience celebrity basketball game with Make-A-Wish Foundation. And then Sunday was the BET Awards. And then I left early from the BET. I did like 3 skits. I did one with Ray J. I just posted. It's going viral. Then I did another skit with Lil Mosey, a rapper. Then I did another skit. Then I went to the BET Awards for like an hour and a half, just network, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like let people see my face. And then I had to fly out to Detroit to catch my flight here. So, yeah, I was in 3 states in like 24 hours.
So this is how you get great.
Yeah.
Right? Because I said to Andrew today, I was like, it just hit me because I saw you posted BET. I was like, yo, Kenny's in California. He's still coming. He's like, yeah, man. Like he's coming. He's doing his thing. And a lot of what you do goes viral because of, in my opinion,
right.
I have been. I'm 51 years old, so I'm a little bit older than you. Are you having another baby, or you just had another baby?
No, I had a baby 2 years ago.
Got it. So you thought that was okay.
Yeah.
You thought okay. Yeah. So we were talking about how old it is to be a baby, and you know. How long have you been doing what you're doing? Trying to build your brand.
Oh, for like the last, I would say since 2017. So the last 7 years.
Okay. The first year, how much traction did you have? Were you killing it first year?
So 2017, I was trying to figure it out. You know what I mean? I was confused because people was telling me I should do stand-up comedy. You know what I mean? Yeah. So
because you are funny as shit.
Yeah, I got out of sales. So then I transitioned. I stayed in LA. I started hitting up comedy clubs, open mics, you know what I'm saying, to work on my material.
Got it.
Then that didn't work out. So then, and the reason why I say it didn't work out because I wasn't really getting booked. It was the experience alone like that made me the person I am today because I love that. They said he who suffer remembers. So I started hitting comedy clubs. And then, but it wasn't paying the bills. Like I said, I got 10 kids. They like eating, I love feeding them. So then I started taking social media serious. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. I started any app that you could do. I thought LinkedIn, I was going to get paid off LinkedIn. That's how bad I started downloading apps trying to make some money. You know what I'm saying? So I got on Facebook, Instagram, Snapchat, Twitter, YouTube, everything. And then I really started seeing money like 2019 from like Facebook. And then people started paying me for promo. But I only had like 80K followers. Yeah. Once TikTok hit the scene like 2020, that's when I started seeing like the 6 figures, you know what I mean? Like, because they had the creators fund because of COVID, you know what I mean? Correct. So one video had like 50 million views. I think I made probably like 40,000, 50,000 off that one video, huge. You know what I mean? So then that's when I was like, oh, okay. So this life-changing money, you know what I mean? Money. Yeah, so then that's when I started taking social media serious. It became like my job. You know what I mean? Like I eat, sleep, and drink that. I found out how the algorithm worked. I started networking, flying out to LA, going to content houses. And then I was going to different people that was already viral at the time, like the Logan Pauls, the Jake Pauls, the Tanner Fox. I was picking their brain and they was telling me, oh, you got to post at this time. You got to post at this time. You know what I mean? Then they told me like my audience, because people don't understand. Like if you don't know your audience, then you would be making a big mistake when it comes to marketing. You know what I mean? If you got kids, like, because the algorithm now, they show you like ages 18.
Who's your audience?
It's kids.
Okay.
My audience is like 12 to 34.
12?
Yeah, so really? That's why I don't really do like no profanity in a lot of my content. I don't really do like sex, drugs, violence, you know what I mean? It's all about kid friendly and it's all about that message, you know what I mean? Correct. Like I bring funniness to it, but then I got a message. I want to inspire, I want to motivate, you know what I mean? Because if I can get a kid out of the bed and they still have hope and then they can go out there and laugh at my videos and be inspired of what I'm doing my job, you know what I mean?
So very recently, and again, I think that's no matter what you do in life, like it's a grind.
Facts.
The stand-up, walk me through that. Had you done stand-up before? When people said go do it in 17.
This is my first time.
So give me your experience.
So the experience, when I first did it, I'm gonna be honest, I was nervous. I was up there shaking like a stripper. Because number one, I was like up there with other comedians. And like
people been doing it for
they've been doing it. And they like one thing I didn't like at first was the constructive criticism. You know what I mean?
From the other comedians.
Yeah, from the other comedians. Because I felt like the comedians, like they knew I was funny from the video. Like, dang, I saw you on social media. Okay, let's see if you really got it. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Then when I go up there, everything that I was doing, they was like, you doing that wrong. You doing this wrong. You doing that wrong. You doing. And I'm so used to telling people what they doing wrong in the sales world. You know how it is when we experts. You know what I mean? Yeah. So I'm like, wait. No, I think they hating on me. That's how I was looking at it. Like, man, they hate, you know what I'm saying? Until I really got in front of the real audience. See, when you get in front of the real audience that don't know you, that's not a comedian, that really want to laugh and they came to pay to see you and they really not really laughing, that's when I knew it. And the thing was, like in sales, it's like what you ain't doing wrong, it's just what you ain't doing right. What I wasn't doing right is that I just got up there just because people told me to get up there. I ain't go up there with passion, conviction.
You were just doing it to check a box.
Yeah, and then, like, it was a bucket list, exactly. And then when I got up there, I was talking fast. I thought I was like in sales mode. I thought I was at a door, you know what I mean? Yeah. So it's like once I say a joke, they laughing, but I done said 5 other jokes because I talk so fast, they still laughing at the first joke, you know what I mean? So I had a lot of those, you know what I mean? And then, like, I'm the type of person, like, once I see they ain't biting, I'll hurry up and run off the stage. So I was like that type of dude. Like, they'll give me 5 minutes. Yeah. Like, okay, you got 5 minutes. Okay, you got 3 minutes. If I got 3 minutes, I'm doing a minute and a half. If I got 5 minutes, I'm doing 2 minutes. You get what I'm saying? Yeah. So it was like I couldn't really warm myself up. So then as I started getting experience and I started getting mentored by other comedians like D. Ray Davis and what's his name? Pauly Shore.
Dudes who were really trying to help you.
That was trying to help me and tell me like, no, look, this is how you really do it. You know what I'm saying? Because I had like other comedians that was in competition with me. It wasn't like no name that you know, like a Pauly Shore, Jeff Foxworthy, you know what I'm saying? It was like, I'm like, I never heard of this dude, so how I'm gonna listen? You know what I mean? Yeah. So then, but actually it ended up being true because I heard the same thing from the experts, you know what I mean? Really? And then that's when I started slowing it down, started getting better. But that's how that went. I did it for like 2018 to like 2020, serious.
Really?
And I only got booked like once or twice. But what's crazy is that when I started going viral again, everybody I started getting booking because they was like, dang, he know how to go viral. I know he can sell tickets, you know what I mean? Correct. Then I'm a salesman, you know what I mean? So I done got booked like twice, but I just wanted to do that because a lot of the like big comedians like the Kevin Harts I met, the big like Martin Lawrence, Marlon Wayans, they all tell the social media people that go viral on social media, y'all got to do stand-up. You got to do stand-up. You know what I mean? Yeah. So that's why I was like, I got to do it just because that's one of my goals is of being like a big movie, like a big comedy movie. You know what I mean? So,
now, the comedians that were there, because it's competitive, everybody trying to get booked, right?
Right.
Like in sales, you're competing.
Yeah.
You're trying to be the number one guy there. Yeah. I'm in, you're in. I love on you, but I want to beat you.
Yeah.
Whatever I got to do to beat you, you know what I mean? I'm going to beat you. So they're cutthroat too, the comedians. What do people... Did they actually like talk shit to you, heckle you, audience, do things that?
Yeah, of course.
What was the worst experience where you were like, "Yo," because you pretty calm and you control your emotions pretty well?
Yeah, I do.
You do.
But the thing is that like, so I learned this from like other comedians. Like once, like you gotta learn how to use crowd work. Crowd work is basically like if you like run out of stories or you run out of jokes, you get the crowd involved. You know what I mean?
So you find
as I'm getting crowd involved, they start throwing stuff at me.
For real?
Yeah, because I started roasting this dude, and then I guess he was like 3 other buddies. They throwing stuff. You ain't funny. Go back to sales. And they throwing stuff at me. I'm like, you know what I'm saying? So that was like one of the worst, is like, you know what I mean, that I had. But it was still fun though.
What were they throwing at you?
They was throwing like they trash. Like they was eating. They was throwing like popcorn box and like
you just kept doing your thing.
Cups. Well, yeah, I was still like, you know what I mean? I got irritated at the end because they wouldn't stop. You know what I mean? But it was like, I already said the joke about your friend, but I didn't know it was going to be 3 or 4 people trying to attack me.
Throw their stuff at me.
So I was like, you know what I mean?
What was the joke you said about him?
I don't even remember. I swear to God. I swear I don't even remember. I said something about his hair, though. Yeah, I said it was like a white dude. He was like with like a Spanish guy, a black guy, and it was another dude. I don't even know. It was like 4 different nationalities. Yeah. But he stood out. And I was like, yeah, with that hairstyle, I think you was doing you to do the shot up the church or something. I said something. And they got mad. Like,
really?
Yeah. And then they just start throwing stuff. And I knew it wasn't racist because they was all different nationalities. Even a black dude threw something at me. I'm like, you supposed to be on my side. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, it was like, yeah. So that was like basically, but that was the only time that ever happened. And I still handled it good, but it was like, I can't do that again.
How'd you learn to handle all that stuff good?
Because I did door to door so long. I had guns pulled out.
Before door to door.
Growing up in Detroit, you know what I mean? When you go up and like, you feel me, tough times don't last, tough people do. So I feel like you a product of your environment. Like we was talking about early before the podcast,
Yeah.
certain situations that we've been through and we witnessed, it made us or break us. You know what I'm saying?
Correct.
And for me, being in the household that I was in, being around the family members I was around, watching what I watched, that actually made me become a better person. So I feel like that I can go. I'm tougher than Viagra. You know what I'm saying? I'm built for
That's
tough.
tough.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So yeah.
So a lot of the people that you know in your group, because it's funny, you know your audience, right? And we started running, and I was, because I've learned a lot, like from guys like you. I would say, Andrew, pick them up, and you do what? Ask them 87 million questions, see what they answer, because you know so much about all this. And when we started looking at my audience, I was like, damn, it was surprising to me who my audience was.
Right.
You know what I mean? Not that young, but younger, very diverse,
Right.
a lot of guys, right? And a lot of them are, and I want you to answer this question because you know this as well as anybody.
Right.
A lot of them are independent contractors in sales. They're enamored with social media right now. They ain't making no money on social, and they're not making the money they need to make in sales. And they're like, but I need to build my brand. And I'm like, yeah, but you got to make money. Like you got to go sell something, right?
Right.
What is your advice to them? Because they see, and by the way, please don't take this wrong. When I tell you I can teach you to do what I've done, I can.
Right.
But I can't teach you to do what he's done.
Right. No, I get what you're saying.
You funny or you're not.
Yeah.
You get in front of a room and people you talk. Guys, when we do the events, they speak. They're like, how was it? I go, dude, you're not funny. You tell a joke and nobody laughs. That's okay.
Yeah.
But stop telling jokes. It ain't working. Do you. Just be who you are.
Yeah.
What's your advice to those guys that are independent contractors in sales, guys, girls, whatever age, and they're working their ass off, but now they're running over here and everybody online's telling them to buy this and get on my course over here and let me do this and here's how you build your brand. But right now they're trying to feed their kids.
Right.
What's your advice to them? If I was 19 years old, I'm like, Kenny, I sell, I don't care, pest control, solar, but I got to build my damn social media brand right now.
Yeah. So the first thing you want to do is that you want to find your niche. You know what I mean? It don't matter what you're selling. When you find your niche, then you got to be consistent. And what I mean by consistent is that you want to keep, and it's funny because like I just ran into Drewski. Drewski, one of my big like that's like somebody that like I'm trying to get to where he at. He already there, but like I've been viral before a lot of these dudes, but the consistency, you know what I'm saying? And it's funny because I was just on his show. He had like the Could Have Been record thing, and he was doing auditions for people to come. And I came to a show,
you
right?
did?
No, this how I know when you work hard and you be consistent, they gonna remember you. See, when I went to a show, he didn't really know who I was. He was like, oh, this dude trying to come up. He didn't know I was already an influencer that was viral before him. Not throwing shots. No, I just was viral 2010. He probably was like 15, 16. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm a little bit older than Drewski. When he just saw me at the BET Awards, he's like, I know who you is. You been going crazy. I know you is. And I'm looking at like, bro, I was just on your show. You don't know me from the show? He's like, when you was on my show? I'm like, bro, I was on your show. You denied me. He's like, that's crazy. You been going crazy because I ain't even, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So that goes to show when you find your niche, like the Lil Baby.
Yeah.
The first encounter I had with Lil Baby, I pulled out my phone to call my friend like, hey, Lil Baby at the gas station, bro. You want to come up here? We about to do a skit. I pull out my phone. They think that I'm recording Lil Baby. His friend smacked my phone out my hand.
For real.
Lil Baby got mad and came up to me like, man, my apologies, man. My goons, they ain't playing. You know what I'm saying? We like, you gotta tell me if you pulling out your phone.
Yeah.
We don't know you from a can. You know what I'm saying? He thought I was like a regular fan.
Yeah.
But he ain't know I did skits.
Got
he
it.
come to Detroit. He like, bro, I'm a big fan of you, bro. I've been watching your videos. Let's do something. And I'm like, bro, you don't remember me? Your boys.
Your voice smacked my phone.
And you have paid for my gas. He didn't even remember this. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But this is the type of stuff when you keep working, the universe gonna work for you. But not only that, people gonna see you from something that they didn't see you as before.
Yeah.
So I say that to say this, that if you keep grinding, you keep working. Like when I first met Timberland, he said, when it's your time, it's your time. Because you gotta understand, like he reached out to me. Damian Lillard, I reached out to him. He didn't see my DM. 3 years later, I'm consistent. He like, bro, I need a funny sales. I want you to fly out, do this album release party with me. Boom, boom, we gonna do some content. See, it all happen when you believe in yourself, you keep working. Don't worry about, even if you ain't getting paid, the people that's listening, even if you're not getting paid right now, you know what I'm saying? You can't make a permanent decision over a temporary problem. You know what I'm saying? Because that's just temporary. We all been broke before. Yeah. But I guarantee if you keep going, because endurance run races, like they said before, you know what I'm saying? Time ain't your best friend when you waste it. You're looking at somebody that come from nothing. Just like we both come from nothing. We got 100%. The same background. But we successful because we believed in ourselves. And when the going got tougher, guess what we did? We got tougher.
Yeah, absolutely.
We didn't just lay down and be like, man, it's over with. You know what I'm saying? So that's what I did. I just kept being consistent. Like it's people that look up to me. They be like, man, I want to be just like you. And I'm looking at like, man, I want to be better than I was yesterday.
Amen.
You know what I'm saying? Like why they inspired by me, I'm study critiquing myself. It was a story about Tiger Woods when he was on a roll like toilet paper, when he was winning every PGA tour. You know what I'm saying? They was like, man, how you become so great? How you this and that? He was like, you ain't just see that swing, I just lost. He studied critiquing himself, how he want to be better. That's what's wrong with people today. Soon as they hit a gold mine or they taste a little bit of fruit of their labor, they get comfortable. Instead of just study going. One of my favorite rappers, Lil Wayne, he said, look, as soon as I get to this level, I got another level I got to reach. As soon as I get to that level, I got another level I got to reach. It's like as soon as you get to the mountaintop, it's another mountain you got to climb. You know what I'm saying? So it's levels to this, you know?
So I think a lot of people, I will speak from me. When you don't see any levels growing up, you assume any level better than the one I'm at will be good.
No, that's facts.
And then for the first from 15 to like 35, dude, 20 years, I'm like, dude, I'm killing it. Like, I'm at a different level than when I grew up. I got a house. Yeah, when I grew up, I got a car.
Right.
You mean like, holy, like I made it. Like, this is the American dream.
No, that's a fact.
And then it's like, wait a minute, my kids want to go to college. And wait a minute, like, I remember I took my kids to the Atlantis in the Bahamas a long time ago. Walking around. You ever been down there to Atlantis? Okay, you got to go. We're going to go. I will take you. We go do a skit. This is the Atlantis is an unbelievable place. Okay.
Right.
And there has the marina there has some of the most beautiful luxury yachts in the world. Okay. And the shops, so you can see them all. And people just stop, take videos. And a lot of the dudes park there. Like, I parked mine there before because it's convenient.
Yeah.
But everybody takes videos and pictures of it, the whole deal. And I'll never forget, my kids were probably 6 and 8. I was walking by looking at the boats. And my daughter, who was older, said, Dad, how'd those people get those boats? Almost like saying, like, how did they get these? We can't. And I said, one day we'll have one of those.
Right.
And she never forget. She looked at me. She goes, I know we will. And it wasn't the material. It was just like, I didn't want them to think that we couldn't achieve things other people were achieving.
Yeah.
Period. End of story. And it's funny, so we went there, they'll be like, no, you remember when we used to? I'm like, yeah, we used to walk around this place. And they wouldn't let you in, so they have guards. So I'd like try to walk, I'm like salesman. So I just walk in like, what do you know? I'm like on the phone. I'm like, he needs me down there. And they're like, I said, dude, come on, he needs me down, relax. And then I'd go down there, they'd let me go because they don't know what to say. And then an hour later, they'd be like, yo, can you leave now? I'm like, what are you doing? They're like, dude, you don't even work here. Can you go? You know what I mean? But I was just walking around looking I just wanted to be on the marina. I wanted to be close to the yachts. You had people that knocked the phone out of your hand, didn't know who the hell you were. A lot of folks take that personally. How did you, because you don't.
Yeah.
You don't.
Nah.
A lot of people go like, F everybody.
Yeah.
F the world. Everybody hates on me. Do you play poker?
No.
You'd be really good at it, but I'm just saying, like, you'd mess with everybody's head and you're very composed. How do you sounds like you use that as fuel. Yeah. Like, okay, like, he don't know me. How do you talk to everybody? Because a lot of folks, Kenny, in my opinion, are trying to find something to be offended by. Like, he don't know who I am. They didn't give me the opportunity. They didn't give me that loan right there. They didn't acknowledge my business plan. They didn't invest in me.
I just go get it. That's how I was taught. My mentor told me at the end of the day, he said the best revenge is master success. So, like, whatever, like, I look at everything as like, I'm going to show you better than I can tell you. Actions speak louder than words. You know what I mean? Men lie, women lie, numbers don't. So I feel like that, like, okay, they sleep, I'm going to wake them up. That it's like the saying with the elephant. You sleep on that elephant. As soon as that elephant wake up, you better get out his way. You know what I mean? So that's what I did. It's so many stories that I made triumph out of, like, people sleeping on me, didn't know who I was, didn't think I was this, you know what I mean? Like, I didn't even make the influencer list for Complex. They had the top 20 funniest
You didn't make
the
that.
comedians on social media. I didn't even make it. That really just turned me up. So now I'm like, I really got to go crazy. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I can
Motivated
make that.
you.
It's just
I'm ready
motivation.
to
You know
go.
what I'm saying? Yeah. So it was people on that list. I was like, I know I'm way funnier than I've been going crazy way longer than them. I've been way consistent longer. I got way more views.
How'd you end up not in the list then?
Huh?
How'd you end up not in the list?
Easy. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's a lot of people. Like, you got to understand, there's 8 billion people in the world. I don't got 8 billion followers. So it's a lot of people that don't really, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's people that I done met, like big A-list celebrities that be like, that like at the BET Awards, I was just telling Arch, I was like, bro, they walking up on me like, oh my God, keep doing your thing. I follow you. And I'm looking at like, how you know me and you don't follow me though?
Yeah.
But I wasn't even worried about that. It's just
Right.
that long as I see that, that let me know I'm going in the right
doing it.
direction.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because I'm running to that one person that's, you know what I'm saying? He probably going to be the executive for Complex that'll write an article. I might get my own show. You know what I'm saying? You never know what the universe got in store. You never know your purpose until you keep on putting in the work. Like I say, and that's a prime example of what you just said. To answer the question, if you keep going crazy, right? You keep grinding, keep putting your face in front of people because, like you said, what if I ain't making the money? I'm telling you right now, the way social media is set up, it ain't gonna be like this in the next 5 years.
Correct.
And then in the next 3 years, the next 2 years, because you got to understand this: you can have the best thing since cake and ice cream, but if you don't got a bad marketing team behind you and you don't know how to market yourself, you can go out of business tomorrow if you doing it for the money. You know what I'm saying? Because like one of my good friends told me, Neo, he said on the interview, he said, look, the best thing about having marketing, that's where the sales and the money come in at. He's like, because you can not even be selling nothing. But if you marketing yourself, people gonna buy from you because they want that exposure. They want what you want. You got billionaires that got 860 followers, 860, but they got billions of dollars. So my whole motive was like, I wanted to turn my followers into dollars.
Yep.
Why not monetize off that? So anybody, you can have a small business. Like they said, take money to make money. That's why you start marketing. Like Foot Locker want to work with me and my company, Pink Miracle, because they seen Roddy Ricch marketing it. They seen Lil Duval. They seen Damian Lillard. They seen Timberland. They seen Waka Flocka. They seen Cam Newton. They seen Lil Baby. You get what I'm saying? They're like, damn, if all of them sponsoring it, let's get in the stores.
Get in.
Shoot, they wasn't doing that with Jason Marks, and he in store. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's all about getting that. You know what I'm saying? So once you keep marketing yourself, that's how you just explore like Dora. You know what I'm saying? You just got to keep doing it though. Consistency is the key.
So the you're right. I mean, and that's the problem I think with lessons like this is they're not complicated. So people want to make it complicated. So when you say like, dude, if you just keep, they're like, well, it's got to be something else. No, it's actually that. If you'll just decide, like we launched the insurance company, that's the last business I sold. Dude, I couldn't get anybody to give me a carrier contract. Like you need insurance carriers because the people I worked with had all the contracts.
Right.
And I left them and went and did my own thing.
Right.
They're like, we're going to block him from everybody, right? Like that. This fool can sell, he can recruit, but he ain't going to have no insurance carriers. Like you can't do nothing without insurance carriers. You can yell and scream, recruit everybody you want. You need a product to sell.
Yeah.
And there was one company I could get, and I couldn't get nobody to call me back. I called their chief marketing officer, and I mean no bullshit. 150 times in 3 weeks. My boy calls me up one day. Cammy lives in Georgia. Out of the blue, I hadn't talked to him in 2.5 years. And I was like, what's up? He's like, how you been? But we started being, he said, he used to work at the company. And I said, what have you been up to? He's like, I went and took a job at this captive insurance company. I was like, dude, like, man, I'm trying to get out of here, but like, I can't get an insurance case. He goes, oh, you should call this guy. I go, dude, I've been calling him. He goes, oh, let me give you his cell number. So I've been calling the corporate number, right? Monday through Friday. Called the dude's cell number. He answers. I'm like, Jeremy. Who's this? Sean Mike. Who are you? Let me explain. Great question. I'm the answer to your prayers. I said, do you and your wife have a beach house? He's like, excuse me. I said, you're chief marketing officer, right? Company does how much a year? So he tells me. I go, I will triple that for you in 2 years. And you'll get a beach house. You don't even have to name it after me. You get a beach house. He hangs up. I call him back. He's like, what do you want? I go, I want to meet you. How'd you get my number? Cammy. And he asked me a question that I think was a test. He said, what do you and Cammy have in common? And I said, he's a great dude, athlete. We have that in common. We get along. But from a business standpoint, I'm an effing animal. Like I'm rabid. I work 120 hours a week. Cammy, not so much. He goes, okay. So he flies to meet me. We do a whole dinner at Mohegan Sun. We get done. He goes, I'm not going to be able to do it. I just can't. He's like, everybody's coming at me. You don't have like how do I give you your own deal? Sorry. His dad had passed for a huge high school football coach in Texas, very successful. And I picked that up because I asked him questions. And I said, if your dad was here and he needed somebody to coach his team, motivate his players, shit, if I was 18, 16, 17, would he want me in his team? He said, yeah, you're crazy. I said, he's the guy you look up to the most. Give me a shot. And he did. And then the rest is history. But, dude, I just kept calling. But that's the problem. People will be like, no, it's not what it is. Yes, it is.
No fact.
Yes, it is. You will not be funny if you ain't funny.
Yeah.
How tall are you, Kenny?
6'4".
6'4". If you won't be tall if you're not tall. If God made you 5'6", you're 5'6".
Yeah.
Unless you get something in your shoes. You're 5'6",
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
You can't, but the not giving up, you can do.
Yeah.
Right? So in sales, I've met a lot of people that say they're good at sales, and most of them, this is my opinion, most of them are not any good at sales. They're not good at any sales training, and I think I could outsell them when it comes to any product. You're the only person, no bullshit, that I've met that I'm like, dude, he can sell. Like seriously. Like if you were like, this is an amazing race, and you get to pick one dude to go sell any product in the country, and the winner gets $1 million, who do you pick? Kenny. You know what I mean? Like, seriously. Give these guys and girls something from a sales standpoint. A lot of them are door to door. I get dudes knocking on my door all the time now. Mm-hmm. And I always try to tell them. Then one I sent the other day, I said, you know what? You know why I know you ain't good? Look at this. And I sent him your thing. I said, look at this is how you sell.
Right.
This is what you do right here, not what you just did. Do this right here, right?
Right.
And it was great, right? And the guy's like, well, I can't. I said, well, look at what he's doing.
Right.
You just out here waiting for me to give you money. It's not going to work that way.
Yeah.
What is your best advice, something different that you share with people about the sales journey? We know they can't, a lot of stuff we're talking about, something that's more psychological. They need to understand about the person that opens the door, something that you understand about the person that opens the door. Do you know what to say before a door opens? How quickly do you assess who that person is? How quickly do you, because I remember when you and you right away said what you said, it was about me.
Yeah.
It was funny, complimentary, then kind of poke, but it was all fun. But you watched me.
Yeah.
Tell them what you're doing when that man or woman opens the door and how you decide what you're going to say. Because it's not the same all the time, right?
Yeah. No, everybody is different. So first and foremost, I study people. When you in sales, you got to be a people person. You get so many people that's introverts that want to do sales. You know what I mean? And like they say all the time, they told me this, and I heard the saying before they even told me. They said salespeople ain't born, they made. But I feel like salespeople is born. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? You just got to want to do it. You can't want to do it because you need the money. You got to really fall in love with sales. And when I fell in love with sales, and I like to this day, I'm going to be like this till they put flowers on me because I love what I do. Yeah. You can call me at 3 o'clock in the morning. I'm going to have the same energy, same attitude. I'm going to have the same training because I love what I do. Like Zig Ziglar said, if you found something that you really love, you never have to work a day in your life. So I say that to say this is that you got to study people and you got to perfect your craft. But the thing is that I get involved with my customers. The number one thing that I know that I got to sell is myself. Mm-hmm. And I'm not a prostitute. I tell people that all the time because I know I got to get you to love me.
Correct.
That's the number one thing. Soon as that person open the door, I got to take their shoes off and put my shoes on. So I got to be in your shoes. I got to be like, if I was you, what would I do to make you comfortable? You get what I'm saying? So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to give you enthusiasm and personality because I got to break the ice. 100%. I'm an uninvited guest. This ain't an appointment. You ain't say, hey, Kenny Brooks, be at my house at 10:30 at night, 10:30 in the morning, and I'm going to buy from you. Correct. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people, when they in sales, they look at sales like they work for Wendy's or they work for McDonald's. I'm an order taker. Like they supposed to just knock on the door and take an order. No, you got to go get it.
That's right.
So the thing is that I know how to go get it because the simple fact that I study people, I study myself, and I'm still learning from experience because guess what? Experience is the best teacher. That lesson become a blessing. So the first thing that I learned is that I give people space like shuttles. I give them eye-to-eye contact. I give them that firm handshake. I start off with the four steps to a sales talk. The first thing is approach, how I approach the door. The first thing, like today, happy Monday. That's the first thing I'm gonna say. My approach got to be amazing. I got to get the first 3 seconds. See, the eyes is a window to the soul. I gotta get you to like me. So what I do? Hey, don't shoot just a chocolate kid in the neighborhood. Blame it on the neighbors. Just enthused. They're like, what the heck? What is he talking about? Then I go right into, oh, sorry to bother you, sir. My name is Kenny. I ain't even gonna hold you long. Now I'm gonna let you know I'm not gonna take up too much of your time.
Correct.
But guess what? This not taking up too much of your time about to turn into 30 minutes if I have to.
Correct.
Because I'm gonna get you to love me, and I'm gonna sell you with conviction while I'm talking to you. Because now I'm your friend. Now it's a thin line between con artist and salesperson. So it's the psychologically about sales is your attitude, your mental. How is your mental? All of this gotta be, I'm telling you, you gotta be armed and dangerous, but you gotta be mentally safe. You got to be mentally safe. And all of that came from reading books. All of that came from having conversation. All of that came from perfecting my craft, working on my self-talk in the mirror, looking at my forehead. If I got wrinkles in my forehead, they always told me as a new person, if you got wrinkles in your forehead, they're going to get you together like a family reunion. So you got to learn how to fake it till you make it. So now I was like, I started getting in the mirror, looking at my facial expression. Hey, how's it going? Oh, yeah, I got 2 of them. Let me get rid of it. Oh, you know what I'm saying? Body language. You know what I'm saying? All of that plays a big part because you got to understand, too, is that it's 2 sales gonna be made at that door. Either they gonna sell you or you gonna sell them. They gonna sell you with the objections. Oh, I ain't got no time. I ain't got no money. I'm not interested. Somebody just here. I bought the stuff. It didn't work. I don't like people knocking on my doors. They gonna hit you with all of that. But once you learn how to overcome objections and once you learn how to love no. See, the thing with sales, a lot of people don't love no. I embrace no. I can't wait till they tell me no. Telling me no is like exercising.
Correct.
And then that's why I take the meat and spit out the bones. And I go crazy every time. And then people at the end of the day, they be like, man, you know what? I ain't never met nobody like you. That's what separated me from everybody else because I fell in love with what I would agree with that. And then I found my niche.
I ain't met nobody like you.
Yeah, like everybody said, I got celebrities that like, man, you made sales fun. You made door-to-door cool. You done took door-to-door to a whole nother level.
I've not met somebody that has made me feel listened to with their eye contact or body language more than you professionally. Nobody. And I interview people all the freaking time. And when you're locked in, you're locked in. And whether you're listening or not, which appears you are, I 100% believe you are. And when we do what we do and you come and just get like that, I wouldn't say no to you because I don't want to. That's the other thing. I start to like, right? Because you start to like somebody, and now all of a sudden we go from. For you to say, it's hard, makes it hard for me to say no.
No, that's
like if my neighbor who I've known for 10 years, I'm like, I can say no to him. I don't know him. I mean, I know him rather, or my family, my uncle. I'm like, bro, you're my uncle. Like, F you, I ain't buying nothing. But a dude I just met that I like, now it's like I'm screwed.
Yeah,
because I like this dude, and your humor is self-deprecating, where you poke fun at you. And then poke fun at us, and it's such a. But I watch you watch me, and I watch when you do the other videos. I watch you watch them, and then you pivot, accordingly, right, no. Because you're watching.
Facts.
So it's hard to get mad at you, because you're a step ahead.
Yeah, that's what sales all about.
Correct.
That's what
you know where you're going.
Yeah,
and I think that's. One thing, and I've even said it, somebody the other day, because I'm like, I love door to door. I love sales. I loved always selling. I'd rather be selling than run the company. Honestly, when people are like, call me, I'm like, dude, I'd much rather have my deal all day long. Give me 27 addresses to go to. Like, I'd much rather do that.
That's a fact.
Much than be like, oh, there's a compliance issue. Great. Hey, the IT's down. It's like, dude, I don't even care. Like, I am, but, and I tell people all the time, when I got an insurance, guy told me, and I love sales. And it's funny you said about money. Dude, I was already making some money. Like, I didn't get into it. I loved the competition. I loved meeting people. I loved getting them to do things for their family. And when I got life insurance, just like anything else, a dude said to me, when you have your first death claim, the whole thing will change for you. And they would tell me to use other people's death claims, right? Because I didn't have any yet. I've been in it for 3 months. So like, go to the office. I'm like, dude, none of my people have died. Like, I mean, I'm glad they, but none of them died. And I'm like, and I don't know how to go there and go, my buddy Kenny had a, like, I just, like, that wasn't me. I had to be really authentic. That was who I was. And I'll never forget, I knocked on this dude's door, and because I had no appointment, and she come to the door. She's dying of cancer. I'll tell you the story. She's dying of cancer. And she tells me, as soon as I open the door, she's like, hey, I want to let you know, I filled this out a bunch. It was a lead, but they never answered. They filled out something online, never answered. I just knocked on the door. I said, you filled out something online a few months back, and they had me in your area. You know, it takes 5 minutes. I'll take my shoes off. That's what was always my line. Yes, no. It was always my thing. Would take my shoes off? I'm like, no, yeah, why? I'm like, my mom, she smacked me in the back of the head if I didn't ask. Disrespectful to walk into somebody's house. Even in my apartment, as dirty as it was, as nasty as it was, and all the shit was on the floor, we had to take our shoes off, which is weird because you step on Cheetos, and the cat and the dog went to the bathroom, but we had to keep our shoes off. So, what we do. And they would just, say yes or no. And she lets me in, and we start talking. And I'm like, I can't help you. And all of a sudden, the door opens. And here comes like this dude who looks like he just walked off a WWE event. He's like 6'5", 295, sleeveless shirt, tattoos head to toe. And he looks at me and he goes, just like this. He said, who the fuck are you? And I was sitting down. I looked at her. I said, I'm the guy that, like, the insurance guy, your wife filled this thing out. He said, you can leave now. And I said, is he always like this? And then I realized I pushed too much because he got real pissed. And I said, y'all don't have a guard dog, do you? And she said, no. And I go, you don't need one, right? With my man right over here? Like seriously. I said, bro, and he's in his house and his wife's dying. So I remember. And we sit down. He calms down for a second. He cracks a little bit of a smile. We sit down. I'll never forget it. I'm in this little chair. She's in a chair. He's in this little, love seat couch thing. Little tiny place. You know what I mean? Money's tight. 2 kids. And I said, he goes, are you able to help her? And I said, no, man, I'm not. It was like stage 3 or 4 pancreatic cancer. There's really nothing. Anything I write her, she'd have to live 2 years. And she said, I have 90 days, 120 days to live. And I said, hey, man, how about you? And he stands up and he's like, starts cussing me out again. I have insurance through work. And I said, well, stop. I said, dude, I'm about ready to call and get more insurance on me. Why do you keep threatening me? You know what I mean? And he's like, sits down, because I didn't want him to think that I was trying to be in charge or emasculate him. And so anyway, I turned to her and I said, can you help me with him? And she said, what do you mean? I said, he don't have a big policy at work. You never got a policy. Now you're in your 30s. It breaks my heart that you're dying. Breaks my heart. I can't even imagine. But he needs insurance. And she looked him square in the eyes and she said, you're going to listen to this man, you're going to get a policy. So I show him a policy for $250,000. And the way insurance works is when you sell it, you have to take the bank account information immediately. So when it's approved, it drafts. But if I sell it to you, Kenny, and some people don't sell it, let's say I sell it to you and you go, I don't want to pay right away. And I go, okay, cool. I'll get it approved and we'll pay in like a month. If you die from the day I left your house to that month, it don't pay because it didn't take any money. Makes sense? So you could die in 3 weeks, boom, and you're like, hey, what happened? You had 10 kids. I'd be like, yo, no money. Like Kenny didn't buy in the contract. Yeah. So we get him to do it. He starts to calm down. I'm stroking about how great he is and the whole deal, big and bad. And and we get to the end. He goes, I'm not paying right now. I don't know how my finances are. It was like $130 a month. And I said, well, I can't do it any other way. Like I have to take the money today. Like it's the only way I'm allowed to do it because I don't know when you're going to die. And you already have enough going on. There's no way. And of course, what does he think? He thinks he's never going to die. He's like 34 years old. Writing the policy, gives him banking information. 2 days later, he's on the way to work, dies in a motorcycle accident. Friggin' deer runs out in front of him during the day. They talk about God ain't great. God is great all the time. I had no appointment with him. He was late to work. He wasn't supposed to be there. He was late. And she's like, he's never late to work. I write him a policy. He dies in 48 hours. The kids get $250,000. She dies a few months after that. He had a $5,000 policy through work. She had none. He had $5,000. He gave $250,000 to the sister, the aunt, who raised the kids. And I'm like, and dude, after that, I was already out of my mind about life insurance sales. And I'm like, oh, dude, everybody's buying. I ain't going nowhere. Everybody's going to buy life insurance because everybody's going to die. Everybody needs it. But it's that's the passion you have about sales always. And that's what people need to have because I'm waiting for the energy.
All right.
So when you meet individual people, so when we do a skit, you look at me. What comes to your mind? Me, personally. I open a door.
Got to break you down like a transmission.
Got to break me down like a transmission. Yeah. Why?
Because first and foremost, any salesperson, they tough at the beginning, but they in sales, so they want to see if you really got skill or you Cause like me, when I get a salesperson to come to my door, I ain't about to be easy. I want to see really if you passionate about what you do. Yeah. And then bam. So I gotta really give you what I got. You know what I'm saying? Like Anita Baker, I'm gonna give you all I got, and then at the end you're gonna find out it's a sale gonna be made. Because it's been salespeople that I done knocked on their door and they never bought. I done hit them with the Zig Ziglar quote. Like Zig Ziglar said, every great salesman buy from a good salesperson.
Yeah.
See, you shouldn't even buy from me. Can I not be a salesperson? You not be a customer? Because when you look at me, you partially see yourself. I'm just not as handsome, but just ambitious, right? And then they be like, yeah, exactly. How you spell your first name? Then I close them like that. But I'd have had people that be like, yeah, I'm just not going. I'm like, dang, you must be a boxer. You putting up a fight. Dang, you ain't never bought nothing door to door. It's hard to get pizza delivered here, huh? You know what I'm saying? So I still
That's good.
You know what I mean? Because at the end of the day, I already know if I give my all, that's all I might need. So when it come to you not an ordinary customer like this 90-pound housewife that got kids that I can do a Sharpie demo, flatter a little bit to her yard. You got the green thumb? Oh, I got a brown one. She started laughing a little bit, hit a Sharpie demo, close her out. It's bananas. You know what I'm saying? A 90-year-old, I talk to her like my grandma. We just have good old times talking about, you know what I'm saying? She gonna lay down, you know what I'm saying? Not in the bed, no, you know what I'm saying? Just, she gonna buy just because she gonna be like, damn, I feel like I'm talking to my grandson. But you in sales, so I gotta relate to sales with you. But I can't come a weak ass. Excuse my French, my tongue. I gotta really be in it to win it. Like 100%. Show you, like, look, I'm just like you. You ain't play no games. That's why you got with US, so I ain't even gonna play with you. Sometimes when it's a salesperson, I won't even crack jokes off rip. I'll be super professional. Look, to save a sales talk, I ain't even gonna hold you long. Matter of fact, do you know your neighbor? They ain't call you town stopping by? Well, real quick, how would you remove? I'll go straight into it.
Really?
You know what I'm saying?
No comment, no nothing.
Nothing. Just to test the water. You know what I'm saying? Because you one of those, what do you need? What do you know what I'm saying?
That's right.
I get a lot of those, like 100%. A lot of those East Coast customers, because you got to know your customer too. You know what I'm saying? I can't come at an East Coast person how I would come at a down South person. You know what I'm saying? When you're in Rome, do as the Romans. You know what I'm saying? Like East Coast, they strictly straight to the point.
That's right.
Don't waste my time.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying? I got to go. You know what I'm saying? Like LA, that's like LA remind me of Missouri. It's like the show me state. They want you to show them because the best actor get paid, so you can get them a little entertainment. You know what I'm saying? Down south, the water move way slower out here, so it's like you gotta like really like, you feel me? You gotta slow it down a little bit, but you can give them a little personality, but you don't want to overcook your grits. You know what I'm saying? Because you can sell somebody and buy it right back. You know what I mean? So
I like that.
It's just that you got to figure your customer out. And that's what I got used to because I traveled the world. I've been doing this since I was 12 years old, since Moby Dick was a minnow. So it's like I'm an expert. You can't really stop me. You know what I mean? I was like the LeBron James of sales, the Michael Jordan of sales, because I started at an early age and I tasted the fruit of my labor. Like I told you, I was making more money than my mom.
Yeah.
I wasn't making more money than my mom because I was trying to figure this out. This was something that I really wanted to be involved in. See, a lot of people, when they get in sales, they don't really get involved. My mentor told me a long time ago, he said, in order for you to be a great salesperson, look, you got an average salesperson and you got a mediocre salesperson and you got a great salesperson. A great salesperson don't use no excuses and they eat, sleep, and drink the business. That's all you had to tell me. I fell in love with it.
Well, you're so right, because when I got in insurance, nobody would sell in New England. And they said, you need to travel to sell. I said, why? They said, they don't buy that shit up there. Like, you can't do it. And I'm like, they lived here my whole life. But I understood it. I had a problem when I went south and I had some of the people down there like, bro, why don't you just stop acting that way? Like, you just like right into it. They want you to like check on them and say what's up and say, is that your grandkid?
Personal contact,
like,
get involved
this ain't
with
Connecticut, New York, Mass. Like, you already into it, bro.
No,
like give them and I learned so much about all the, even when I started traveling to do meetings and recruit. In Connecticut, I could stood up there and be like, oh, from the guy that don't sell nothing, let's hear his opinion. And nobody cared. Everybody's like, yeah, bro, sit down. But if I did that in Georgia,
it's over with.
Like, why is he so mean?
Yeah,
like,
they'd be like, you offended him.
What did I do? And I'm like, he don't sell nothing. Like, but you didn't need to do it like that. Like, that was way, you know, in California was different, right? The whole deal. All right, from a comedic standpoint, who's your favorite? Who makes you laugh? Who's your favorite comedian? You're like, man, if I'm listening.
I'm gonna be honest with you. The first person that ever made me laugh was Rodney Dangerfield.
Really?
Swear to God, School Days, and man, that was like one of my favorite movies. So it was like Rodney Dangerfield, then it was like the Johnny Carsons. I'm old school,
You're
like
old
Will
school
Ferrell.
style,
You know what I'm
yeah.
saying? I'm 40, so I was like, you got to understand, this is like 30 years ago. I'm like the Richard Pryors, the Eddie Murphy.
You were on it when you were a kid.
like
you
a
were watching
kid.
that
Red
shit.
Fox.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Sanford and Son. I grew up watching those guys. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
The Johnny Carson. So remember, you know what I'm saying?
I
This
sure
was
do.
back in the day. And then as I got older, I started loving like Mike Epps. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Marlon Wayans, the Will Smith, Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, Jamie
Yeah.
Foxx, Martin. You know what I'm saying? Kevin Hart. They came. Cat Williams. You know what I'm saying? So it's like a mixture. Bernie Mac. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, but like, if I had like one, I would have to go with Rodney Dangerfield because that was the first person that made me feel like I can really make people laugh.
Really?
Man, I want to be just like that. I want to be the, you know, the class clown.
Yeah.
I want to be the attention seeker. You know
Were
what I
you
mean?
the class clown?
Yeah, of course. But that was the first person that inspired me to do jokes. You know what I'm
Really?
saying? Yeah.
Because it made you feel, made you laugh.
It made me feel good. And I was like, I always want to feel like this. I want people to feel just like me.
Right.
You know what I mean? So yeah.
And you always feel this way.
Yeah.
You don't drink, you don't party.
Don't do none of that.
Never have.
Nope.
Really? How
I
come?
can't.
Just curious.
Just responsibilities. I got
it.
kids, and I
Just
want
never, ever did it.
Cause like I don't want to tell them to do something I ain't gonna do. That's
Right.
even with sales. I ain't about to tell you go knock on this door and go do this and go do that, and I'm sitting in the car being lazy, taking a nap, and you go out there getting the brakes beat off you. I'm gonna go out there and show you. You know what I'm saying? Do this because I'm gonna do this.
Yeah.
I'm gonna lead by example. They say you can follow somebody to a restaurant and still starve. You follow the wrong leader.
Mm-hmm.
So I ain't about to drink, smoke, and do none of that. And then I got kids that like you got to understand the generation we in. They think it's cool to smoke weed. It's cool to party.
100%.
You know what I'm saying? My mentor told me a long time ago. He said that your habits depend on your future. He said that if you work for a shorty, 40 and a blunt, you're gonna expire like milk.
I like that.
So that's why I never did.
We need
it.
to put that in a sign somewhere.
Yeah.
That is great.
Yep. So.
Well, dude, you are you're an absolute inspiration. No bullshit.
Appreciate it.
I love what you bring to sales. I think you're the greatest salesman I've met, and I love having you on Close and Conquer. Everybody we have loves you.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
And that's what, my audience is really important to me. I want to feed them. I want them to get what they need to get. When I see them, and you can see in their eyes, like you do these Zooms, you have them on there, and they just want to get it.
Yeah.
And they're trying not to get pulled over here, or they're trying not to quit.
No, that's
They're trying to
facts.
give up on themselves.
Yeah.
And you're a life changer, dude. There are people
Appreciate
that watch you and they believe in themselves because of the way you make them feel. So I got a lot of love and respect for you, man.
I appreciate
you jumping
Thank you
on.
for having me again. man. I
Dude,
appreciate
you're
it.
always welcome, bro. My man flew across the country, 4 different flights. We could just phone him from LA over here, but he's out of LA, Detroit.
Yeah.
But that's how you get great.
No,
Never letting up.
exactly.
So
No excuses, man.
this guy's easy to follow. Everybody knows who he is. You're probably following him. If not, make sure you do. Make sure you get everybody to do it. He's unbelievable. Thanks, jump on Close and Conquer. Like, subscribe, share, and we appreciate y'all. Have a great day. Thanks, Kenny.
Appreciate you. Thank you.